Hey, you guys. So today we'll be going to unit number 2, section 2, talking about career planning. So what is career planning? If we look at our first outline right there, you have like a maze. If you look at that, there's a maze and it's got 4 directions, A, B, C, D, going down to this little area. Now what we're gonna find with the maze, you can try it any way you want to, but it really works best if you work backwards. Okay, so if you go backwards, you'll find it better than working forward. That is exactly what Mypace is going to do with your career. It's called backward planning. We're going to decide on an end goal. We're going to figure out the requirements, figure out the requirements for the requirements, and then figure out the requirement for the requirement of the requirement, and so forth. Like it's funny how it works, but that's how it does work. Let's say I want to be a doctor. I need to find out all the degrees it takes. I need to find out the time it takes, the location, where will I live, what will I eat, as I go to this goal, because if I don't figure it out, when I hit that wall, just like on the maze, now I got to turn back around. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. Let's say you want to see the Guardians of the Galaxy tonight at 8 o'clock. What would you have to do that? You'd have to find out where it's at, you'd have to call, get the tickets, you'd have to go. You plan that backwards because you already set your goal. Let's see. What does it say here? Oh, your requirement is a ticket. If it starts at 8 o'clock, your requirement is a ticket. Now to get the ticket, you got to exchange the money for it. And now you got to be at the theater on time. You got to get the transportation. You got to figure out the route and the travel time to get there. So you got to do all these things just to go watch this movie. And if you don't plan it, and like if you don't get your transportation together, how are you going to get there, right? All right, so let's move on to career planning. All right, so let's say you ultimately want to be a pediatrician. I know we keep bringing up pediatrician, and CNA is one of our offerings. If you don't want to go that far in life, that's fine. But if you do want to be a pediatrician, as the final step, we need to go backwards and find out what it took to get that. All right. So on your next slide is going to have all the things it took to be a pediatrician, starting with the high school diploma. See how the high school diploma is at the bottom, right? Because that's the first thing you need to do. Then you need to go up those steps. All right, so what might you do immediately after Job Corps? You might get accepted to a 4-year college or transfer from a 2-year college. There's no telling what you may do, but it's got to be in that plan of steps. All right, so here we go. With your Job Corps step 1. So we know step 1, I'll tell you what, step 1 is always Mypace. Why? Because we're in Mypace. And once you complete Mypace, then we're going to the next step, your trade, your academics. Then when you complete that step, we'll usher you to the next step. And life works like that. Even myself as coach, I'm in the middle of a step of getting to my ultimate career plan. My ultimate career is to retire, be with my family, we're building a house, spend time with my grandchildren. So as I do that, step by step, I will accomplish things. And I have that plan written out. All right, so let's go back to planning backwards. And let's look at our careers and jobs. So when you're moving forward, a job and a career have differences. Let's look at our worksheet here where it says place an X in the appropriate column. So what's an activity through which an individual can earn money? A job, a career, or both? Right, both. What's the pursuit of a long life ambition? That's a career. Remember, a career takes processes and steps, and it's a long-term position. What usually requires special skills, training, certificates, and degrees? That's right, a career. If you're going to get certain positions, you have to have certifications to get those positions. There's really no way for you to finesse that. And I know a lot of people get frustrated. There's this job that you really want, but you don't have the diploma or the degree. Well, until the laws change, you're going to have to go get that diploma and degree because people have already done it and they're the ones who get those positions. So let's not feel bad about our past. Let's work toward our future. All right, specific education or training may or may not be required. That's a job. You may not need, like if you're just doing a job for a year, they may not want you to have that training. And most jobs train you on the job, okay? The certificates and degrees are just ways for them to cut off the fat. Okay, because if I have a job I'm offering $100,000, I might have 500 people apply for it. But if I could just go through and find the people with the requirements, now I only have 10 people to choose from. And that's why they do what they do. In 5 years, you are likely to be doing related work. That's a career. In 5 years, you may not be doing anything like you're currently doing. I say that's both, especially these days. Short term would be a job. Long term would be a career. Salary would be a career. Wage would be a job. Pay varies based on economic market concerns, supply and demand. I say that's both. Now, I don't want everybody to look at a job like a bad thing. You're going to have different jobs as you grow in your career. And we're going to go over that. If you have a career to be a doctor, you may have to have a job at Subway really fast to get extra money to pay for certifications. There's nothing wrong with that. You should be able to work at any job or career. When you do the things that we learn at Job Corps, when you're on time, when you're responsive, when you listen, when you're respectful, you can work anywhere at any time, and that's a fact. Okay, a lot of people will tell you things are unfair, but companies want to make money, and if you're an individual that can help them make money, they will hire you. There are just some things that we've been raised in that we didn't learn that we're here to learn right now. Okay, that's our job here at Job Corps, to teach you those things you may not know that's going to assist you to make money when you need it. That's with a job or a career. Okay, so let's look at our next ones. What do we have? Pay varies based on the value to your organization or society. That'll probably be a job. What do you think? Many opportunities to connect and interact with people in your chosen field. A lot of networking. I say both. That's more of a career though. Very few opportunities to connect and interact with people in your chosen field. That's a job. Thing about a job is, if you're a dispensable individual, then the company doesn't invest in your growth. As a career, your company will invest in your growth because they know that they'll benefit from your growth. All right, the basic purpose is to create profits for the employer. I'd say that's both. Your life's work, your career, when done in minimum expectations, has minimum impact on future resumes and job applications. That would be a job. Will always appear on future resumes and job applications. Both. The work builds skills relevant to promotional opportunities. I say both. Advancement is not something you're interested in because the work might not interest you. That's definitely a job. Number 21, an activity done only to earn money. That is a job. Or I'd say both. Some people, depends on where your heart is. 22, the work is interesting and challenging. Let's say both, but that's more toward a career. 23, work you should invest extra time and energy into. I say both, they say career. Work you might do only the required task for while saving your energy for pursuing tasks while supporting your life goals. That's definitely a job. Like I said, there's always opportunities for you to make extra money to go towards your career. Let's take those opportunities, but don't take those job opportunities and try to create them into careers. Let's stay with our goals so that when we accomplish them, we can look back and appreciate our sacrifices. Okay, so your goal in number 25, your goal in doing the work is to gain skills and experience. That's a career. I say both. Now let's say both. An activity you do with much concern for the long term, career. Something you can apply for, both. Something created by you. Ooh, now 28, I love 28. There are ways to make money with your own hands and with your own mind that can go towards your career. Now, like I said, being an instructor is my career, but I do things in my life independently to make money to go toward my career. 29 requires goal setting, both, or career. 30 stays the same even if you have a different employer. Ooh, that's deep. Your career, or both. So, well, like I said, you know how I answered some career, some job, some both? That's how Mypace works. With these answers, feel free to answer the way you feel in your heart, and we'll learn and grow together to find out who we are. So let's go back into our Mypace, and here we are. Answer our questions for number 2. Name 3 reasons why identifying a career path is better than conducting a job search. All right. We find out what a career is. Remember, career is long-term, has long-term goals. You have to build into a career, and a job is more of a quick position to gain money. But whether you're doing a career or a job, you still want to find the one that caters to your needs. Number 2, please reflect on what worries or confuse you about the process. So anything that you've been worried about so far, I know we're here on Google Classroom, however you're receiving this message. If you have any questions about the process, if you're nervous, if your parents have any questions, feel free to type this in right here. If you don't know how to use Mypace, if the words are confusing, if you're having issues logging in, your cell phone, your tablet, whatever, feel free to put those here, or you can just leave a comment below, okay? Great job. A career or a job is up to you with Mypace, and we're proud of you here in CPP.